We'll do a video today to show you how to fit our bonnet conversion. So this makes your standard bonnet looks like a Puma bonnet with checker plate. So we've had this painted, so it's a fiberglass bonnet. We've just masked here, we've sprayed the middle in Epsom green to match our car, and then we've sprayed the checker plate section white, but it's actually one panel. Do you want to demonstrate, Ian? Do you want to just gently lift it up from the front to show that, or just lift it from the front, that's it. There we go. So that whole panel does come off. So there you can see that's a standard bonnet that dips in this middle area, and then if you gently put the other one back, you'll see that there's just one panel, and you fit one panel and it goes from looking like a standard to a Puma bonnet. So you can see we've got the Puma bonnet bulge, and you lose the effect of it being a stick-on panel because it's got the checker plate built into it, so it looks like you fitted the checker plate. So I'll do a video show you how to fit that today. It's relatively straightforward. We've got the countersunk holes. So what you will get, obviously when you order one, you will get this sort of primer finish. It's just a grey gel coat. It's got the checker plate, you can see, all moulded into one panel. It's got a neat line that you can mask up to, so you could spray the checker plate silver and then the bonnet bulge to match your body colour. We've also created this front area here where you can put the later Defender type lettering. So you're going to need we've got a template here for spacing. You need your Defender lettering. We've got that available on the website in a choice of colours, or you could opt for the Land Rover lettering if you want a more classic look. We've got an adhesive wipe for cleaning the area before we stick the lettering on. There's a tube of silicone adhesive we supply with the bonnet conversion, and then you've got your fit-in nuts and bolts. So we've got some stainless steel nylock nuts, we've got some countersunk Allen head bolts here. We've got some washers just to spread the load, and the two middle fixing holes need these little spacers which go under these two holes. Can we see them? These two holes, there you go, those two holes there in the middle. Okay, that's where the bonnet dips down. You need a spacer just to ensure it's supporting it fully. Right then, let's have a go. So, right then, I'll do the camera, you can do the... Right, so first of all, line your bonnet up and make sure you've got the gap at this side the same as the gap, so it doesn't look quite central to me. Just level him up, make sure he's in position. He should pretty much line up on all the edges, so you know where he is front to back, because that lip at the front matches. So when you're happy with he looks alright to me, he looks good there. Right, you could obviously use a measure, or you can use your eye. Right, now what we've got to do, we're going to put masking tape down underneath. So first of all, we just need to mark roughly where we're going to put the masking tape. So we don't really actually need to be too accurate with this one, and just slap it down. We're going to put masking tape before we drill through, because it tends to stop the drill wandering. So there are 10 holes, there's 10 hole points to mark out on here. Now these middle two, while Ian's doing those others, these middle two there's a gap. So what we're going to do, if you notice, they're all in a straight, these front four running across here in a straight line. So we'll run a strip of masking tape from the two that we can mark all the way across the bonnet. Right, are you able to lift that off? Can you manage that on your own, Ian? Right, so put that out of the way somewhere safe. So there we go, we can see the bits that Ian's marked on the bonnet. And we can start to put some masking tape over those. So we've put masking tape as a strip down here which should cover those. We've put one along here, and we're just gonna put one along here. Where they cross, we had to mark through where that was so that we could get that in a straight line. Okay, and we got the bit at the back done. So, right, ready yet to put that bonnet back on. Okay. So again, you've got to just make sure it's lined up, and we've got an equal gap on both sides. This is going to be the final marking up now. Looks pretty good to me. How are you looking at the back there? Yeah. Straight. Bear in mind these were never straight anyway. Right, okay, so hopefully when we look through now, We got some masking tape underneath. We could mark through, or we could just drill through now. What do you reckon, Ian? You want to mark through? Where's mark through? Let's be pro. Mark through and then drill. Now those two we can't reach yet.
Those two we're going to have to just pilot.
We're going to pilot, yeah. So actually let's mark those up, and then let's pilot those two. So mark all 10 of them up. Okay, so we just marked all those up now, and we're going to drill the two middle ones. We won't drill through, we just put a mark and use the drill to mark it. Okay, alright, and just so we don't damage that bonnet cover, we're going to whip the bonnet cover off and then do our drilling. So we've pilot drilled out the hole, and then we're drilling them out to 8mm. So even though it's an M6 bolt, which is normally 6mm diameter, it'll give us a little bit of wiggle room. If we're a little bit out, we'll have 1mm or so. Yeah, so there they are drilled out. So we'll get on and drill all of these out, and then we'll come and offer the bonnet up and start fitting some of the screws. So we drilled all our holes. We're just going to deburr them. We're just going to, because there's a little bit of sort of swarf, make sure. So we've just got one of these sort of conical drill bits, and we're just going to drill that. There you go. Right, and then we can start while Ian finishes that. Look at this. I'll make myself useful. We can take the tape off. Right, now the next thing we're going to have to do is get rid of the swarf off the bonnet. We've got to put the two little spacers on here. So on these middle two, so let me just show you where we are. So it's these middle two here. We're going to supply with the kit a couple of spacers that we're going to sit on. And that'll just make sure that you don't pull the bonnet up or the fiberglass down. They'll just be nicely bolted together. We've got a tube of silicone we're supplying with the kit. So we're just going to silicone those just to stop them sliding around.
Hopefully.
Hopefully. God, look at that. Right, and we are actually going to apply some silicone to areas in between the bolts just to stop the panel drumming. So where you've got the two bolt holes, for example, you've got one here and one up there. We're going to put a little bit of silicone there. So yeah, do you want to just take the lead in? So that will help the panel bond a bit, but it'll just more to stop it vibrating. Now this bonnet cover should actually reduce the noise you get, because it should act as a sound damper, because they fit those sound deadening kits under the hood as well, don't they? Right, make sure you get rid of all that swarf. Right, we'll just put that silicone on, then we'll come back with the bonnet. Okay, so we put some silicone, so we've just put it along the contact points where it's going to be, just to stop it drumming. It'll also help fix it on. Now obviously Ian's challenge now is to put the bonnet cover on without moving those two little front spacers we've put in. Has he done it? How's he looking? Oh, he's not looking too bad. I can see one of them. That's okay, we can wiggle the rest with the... Right, we're going to get the fixing bolts now and put the fitting bolts through. It's probably worth starting with the ones with the spacers to make sure we get those through first. We've blocked the bonnet up a little bit so it sits flat, so we should better get under there and get those in. Okay, so we've screwed these in now, so we supply it with these flush mount stainless steel Allen head screws, so they look pretty sweet. Now one thing we've actually noticed is that the kit is going to include two longer ones, because these two ones that we supply initially, we've noticed, now we've done it, they are a little bit too short. So the two for the front, oh gosh, wait for the light to catch up, yeah, are going to be, do you want to grab the light in? On the back shelf. Oh, you got your own. Yeah, so you will have 2 longer bolts in the kit. We're going to improve the kit after doing this video. So the 2 longer ones will be for this section here that go where the spacers are. And then at the back, the other thing we've noticed is the ones at the back, you haven't got much room behind that rear rib. So we're going to supply smaller washers for the rear 2. So that's the 2 that are right at the back at the middle. We're going to supply smaller washers to. All the rest you can see, we've got the penny washers there, and the length of those is fine. So yeah, if we...
It's fine as well.
The what, sorry, yeah?
All the clearance is fine.
It's fine, yeah. So we've actually... The mouldings come with these holes predefined, and we've done that so that we've located the holes in sensible places. So you just want to put that down in, and then we'll have a look at that. So there we go, there's the finished job. The colour scheme might not be to your liking, it might be a bit different, but that's our Puma style bonnet conversion panel. So on the new bonnet conversion, just one thing to add at the end, we have created this flat section at the front that will take the bigger, later style Defender lettering. We'll do a separate video of putting the lettering on the front.